Hey guys, and welcome to stage 3 of my free beginner saxophone course. This is a little bit of a development upon the idea of vibrato that we've been covering over the last couple of stages now. There's a couple of things that you need to watch out for. When we're doing saxophone vibrato, we don't use our tongue. So if you're getting any problems, it's probably because you're touching your tongue on the reed. So don't let your tongue come into contact whenever you're doing vibrato. When I'm doing saxophone vibrato, I'm making sure that my tongue is out of the way and that I'm blowing continuously. I'm always blowing. It's very important to keep the air flowing when you're playing. So when we're doing normal tonguing, for example, I blow, I put my tongue on the reed, but I keep blowing. I keep the air going. When I'm doing vibrato, I let my jaw go down and then come back up, down, up. I'm not using my tongue and I'm keeping the air flowing. Really important thing to do. No tongue, no nothing. Okay, so some ways to practice vibrato then. What you can do is we've been experimenting with this finger idea. Now what I want you to try and do is go, if you're getting the hang of vibrato, then carry on as you are doing. But if you're still struggling a little bit or not quite happy, try this. So what you're going to do is you're going to blow a note. So let's stick with G for now. Blow a G, use your finger to make a crotchet vibrato or a quarter note vibrato. Ya, 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 ya. And as you drop down for 4, swap and use your lip. So use your finger for 4. For the next 4, use your lip. Let your muscle memory take over and do the same movement that your finger's doing. This will stop you if you're struggling to get any vibrato whatsoever. This will really help that. So what you're going to do, you're going to play. So I'm making sure that I'm copying the vibrato I make with my finger. So I can use my finger to really make the vibrato that I want. Nice and, at the moment, make it quite audible, so make it quite a big vibrato so that you can really hear what's going on. It's got to be quite defined. Next, try it on different notes. So no doubt, as you've been doing your long notes at the beginning of your practice now, you've been trying other notes. Have you noticed that if you play a high note, say for example A with the octave key, you need a lot smaller movement to actually get a lot more results. Because the reed's vibrating faster, any change that I make with my lower lip now is going to amplify the effect it has upon the reed. So whenever you're playing a higher note, we're looking for more of a subtle movement. So my ya, 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 ya when I'm moving my jaw down, or you, those are the two kind of phonetics you can use to help you do vibrato. It becomes a bit more subtle, so it's almost a ya, 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 ya instead of ya, 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 ya. It's ya, 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 ya to get almost the same effect. So what would be nice is if you can alternate. So do G for 4 beats, so hold the note steady for 4 beats. Let's stick the metronome on as well. Good practice that. Get used to using your metronome. Slow that down a little bit. So have a go at that. Then do an A. And try and get the same effect. Try and get the same amount of vibrato landing on each note. So there's your second tip. Make sure that anytime you're practicing vibrato, you don't always choose one note, so you don't get a favourite. You don't want to be one of these players that can do vibrato on G, but ask me to do it on high A. Forget it. I always do vibrato on Gs. That's the way I roll. You want to be able to do vibrato across the range of the instrument. Okay. Last and final tip. What I'm going to do now is start adding a little bit of intensity to my vibrato. So I'm going to have I'm going to take a steady note, so say let's go to a C for a change to be different. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the speed of my vibrato as I play through. So I'm making the note actually static, a little bit of a bump, 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 more of a bump, and increase the intensity. Again, this is one of these little exercises that we're not going to do in reality. We're not going to be using this because it doesn't sound all that good. But it's a nice little exercise to get you moving this lip much quicker. So start your metronome going. In fact, you don't really need to do this one with a metronome, to be honest. You just want to increase the speed for now. Just get used to taking a note, add a little bit of vibrato, a bit more, and just increase the speed to as fast as you can. Then beginning of a practice routine just for 20 seconds or so, just to get your jaw moving a bit more. It's a nice one. Actually, there is one more that you could do. You could do a really wide vibrato to get your jaw moving. I mentioned the old-fashioned vibrato in the first video that we covered. It is kind of useful to imitate that because you can get quite a big, broad movement on your jaw. So if you play a scale, say for example G major, and for every 4 beats I'm going to do quite a wide ya 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 ya. I'm slow, ya 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 ya. Wait. And so on. So what I'm getting used to there is really bringing my lip down a long way. That's a good one if you're struggling to make any change in the vibrato sound at all without your finger. Try and make a really over-exaggerated one. Again, you're going to need to tone that down. No one wants to sound like that. It sounds awful. But it's a good starting position for us. It's a good way to get our lip moving. Okay guys, so have a go at those concepts. Add it to your practice and get your vibrato actually moving now. Again, not really wanting to use it in pieces as of yet. We're still training this. It's going on in the background. And then by the time we get to one of the later stages, we'll start actually using it in pieces and it'll start sounding awesome. Thanks for watching guys. See you next time. Please comment and like below if you did so and come visit me at danchristian.net. Also guys, thank you very much. Bye.